Hi everyone and welcome to the 10th episode of Locker Room Talks, where we discuss some interesting NHL news and events. And guys, this season is over. The Knights are officially the champions. That fact really disappoints me, but I wanna speak about this season about these playoffs because we'll speak about this season later from the every team's point, from the every team's side. I'll make some videos about it, but this season was really one of the interesting seasons I've ever seen because we had everything that we need to entertain us. I mean, we had new records, we had interesting trades, we had interesting scenarios, and in my opinion, this season was the best for last 5 years. This season was so interesting, and this playoffs even, it was surprising. This playoffs was surprising, but I'm really disappointed about this playoffs, and I'll tell you why. So this playoffs, we are having the Knights as the champions, and if we look only through these playoffs, I don't think that's well deserved, because the Knights are not the team that you want to win a cup, only if you're not a Knights fan. I mean, if you're a Knights fan, then you are a kid, because the Knights are 6 years old, and you are a Wagon fan. So I wanted to tell that through these playoffs, I can't name any team that deserves to win a cup or deserved to win a cup, because we have a Knights as the champions. We had a Panthers in the finals. We had Stars and Hurricanes in semifinals in the conference finals. My point is, no team this playoffs was really the greatest. All of the teams these playoffs, they were mid. These playoffs, because if we speak about regular season, we have the Bruins, we have Devils, those teams that really surprised us and did great job this regular season. But I want to tell you that through the first round we lost Boston, we lost Avalanche, we lost Tampa, we lost Rangers. That was the list of teams that lost in first round, but we all thought that those teams will fight for the cup. So right after the first round, we lost every cup contender as we thought. And the only one cup contender, in my opinion, who was left is Hurricanes. But Hurricanes are not the team that you want, they are so young and they have nothing to do with big games, and the Panthers really showed this problem because Panthers destroyed them. So we have Stars, Devils, and all of the teams that you can't even think about them winning the cup at the beginning of the season. At some point, that's interesting because you can't expect this, and this really interesting. That's surprising. We need some surprises to entertain us, but then you look at the other side when you have to, when you realize that the cup is belong to the best team. The cup is belong to the best team, and right after that thought, you may think that the team that is winning the cup is really the best, but no. Who could ever think that Panthers will be in the finals? They were eighth in their conference, and they were the best in their conference right after the playoffs. I know that we should speak about regular season and about playoffs in some different ways, but my point is, this league has to be, more balanced, because that's very funny when the cup favorite losing in the first round to the 8th seed. That's very funny, but then you see the finals like that, because 9-3 in game 5. That was not hockey. That was just, the Knights just really played. They enjoyed this. while Panthers were like, okay, kill us. We have nothing to do. So my point is, the playoffs is a different kind of hockey, and we know that. But why do we have this kind of difference between regular season and the playoffs? I like that. That's really interesting, but that's not how it should be working. Because I'm telling you, Avalanche, Lightning, the Bruins, and all of these teams, Rangers, they lost in the first round. And then we were left with like Panthers, Devils, and these kind of teams that are going to win a cup. That's not a teams that deserving to win a cup. Even Knights, in my opinion, are not deserving to win a cup this season. This season. Why I didn't make this episode right after the finals? I had to take some days, a few days, to rethink all of that I was saying, because the words that came out of my mouth, they were the first thought right after the finals. Then I realized that the cup, the rings that Knights win this season, they are well deserved. They're really well deserved. But we should look at this cup not from this season side. The Knights didn't deserve this cup for this season. They deserved this cup for their whole 6 years that they are playing in the NHL. Why? I'll tell you why. The very first year of Knights in the NHL, they made it to the finals. They lost to the Capitals in 5 games. So right at the beginning, we see that the strategy of the Knights GM was like, I need the stars right here, right now, and the players who can be star players in some big games and, save us, to carry us. So they choose these kind of players. Then they made finals, but they lost. And then their GM like, we need to fix something to win. We need to fix that. And they started to fix it. They really started to fix it. Did some trades. Did some really signings. They did some signings. They did grow their own youth. And right after, it took 6 years to build a team. That's very interesting experience for the guys like Coyotes, because those guys have infinite rebuild. So what am I saying is, the Knights really deserving to win a cup for their whole existence, because they really did great job, and I was really surprised about it, because I didn't even think that you can win a cup in 6 years without even doing something really crazy. They had only one really crazy trade for Eichel. As for other players, they either signed them, either just you get some picks, I get a player. That's all. The Knights GM is deserving to be the best GM in the modern era, in the cap space era. This GM really made some interesting things with the cap space, with Stone last year or this year, I don't remember exactly. This GM of the Knights, he's the best GM as of right now, and not only because his team won the cup. He is the best general manager in the league right now, because in 6 years he built a team with the players. He chose the right way to make this team. Then he fixed some problems with this team, and then the final boss, Stanley Cup. They won it. I just want to congratulate the Knights and the Knights fans. You are deserving this title for your 6 years, but not for this season. But at the other side, we have a Panthers who lost the finals, and that really did hurt, because when I see Sergei Bobrovsky's crying on the ice, because it was his best chance, the best chance that he had in his whole career, and I don't think that Bobrovsky will have another chance to lift the cup, to win the cup. I feel so sorry for him, but He, as a player, he deserving to win a cup. But Panthers as a team is not deserving to win a cup. And they lost. And as a fan, I really wanted Panthers to win this cup because this would be a really, really great story. This would be a beautiful story. As a hockey fan, not as a fan of hockey like entertaining me, as a hockey fan, as a game, I understand that the Knights winning the cup is way more better than the Panthers because Knights will have another chance in like 5 years, in 10 years maybe, because Knights have a future and they have really great future. But as of Panthers, I don't know because they have young players like Tkachuk, Verhage. Those players are really young, but I don't think the Panthers will build system. They play in like all games that I watched with Panthers. I noticed one thing that every play from the Panthers, every game, every play, every pass, they do it wrong, or if not wrong, you won't notice two exact same passes, two exact same goals, two exact same games from the Panthers because they have no system. When you watch the Knights play, you notice some combinations, some lines, some zone entry passes or whatever. When you watch Panthers, you don't see nothing because they really have no system, and that's why they won't win the cup if they are not going to bring this system into their hockey. I don't think that will happen because Panthers is a team of emotions, and we really saw that because with the Bruins, they really showed emotions, and that's why they won because the Bruins thought that it's over and stopped caring about it. That's what I think. Panthers really worked on emotions, and I'm glad that the Knights won this cup because this is a hockey victory. This is a victory for hockey. Because the Panthers winning is going to be a great story, but not a great for hockey. That's not a story. We watch hockey, not for stories, and that's really it. And also, I wanted to tell that this season was really interesting, and I want to announce something. I will do a new series of podcasts, of episodes, where we'll discuss seasons for every team. Like, the first one will be obviously Knights, and we'll discuss the season for the Knights. The whole episode, I will talk about the Knights, their players, exceptions, so on. So, that was all I gotta say. Thank you for listening. Hear you soon.